Stocks, futures rise as earnings week kicks off, markets wrap, Yahoo Canada Finance. China's central bank sees little need for more emergency stimulus this year, CNBC. China vows zero tolerance towards illegal market behavior, Reuters. 9 flights from the last week to Canada highlighted for COVID-19 exposure risk, Simple Flying. Naira to depreciate further in parallel market, Vanguard. New study from MIT professor shows a blocked middle seat reduces COVID risk, Simple Flying. Islanders want BC ferries to follow order that lets residents board before tourists, Nanaimo News Bulletin. Jeep teases V8 Wrangler to steal Broncos Thunder, stuff.co.nz. U.S. weighs limited options to deal with China over Hong Kong, WSJ, investing.com. Quick compare, 2020 Tesla Model 3 versus Model Y after $3,000 price cut.